Hello, my name is Adam Farris. I am an autism advocate and an inspirational speaker, and I'm here today to talk to you about Tourette Syndrome. Tourette's spelled Tourettete. So Tourette's is a neurological difference that affects your brain or part of your brain. I've been diagnosed with Tourette's since age 6, and I am 34 years old now. Tourette syndrome. I have Tourette syndrome, and it makes me a warrior. So it makes me a warrior because the fact that I can teach others about Tourette syndrome. When you have Tourette syndrome, you have something called a tic, a tic. That is an involuntary movement of sound that you cannot control. For example, at the beginning of COVID-19, when it first started, I had a throat clearing tic like this. So I work at a retail store here in Houston, right? So doing that all day long as a cashier is pretty intense, right? So if I were to do that in front of you as a cashier, would you be okay with it, or would you be not okay with it? I was pretty stressed a lot, but hey, I am the man that I am today, and I am comfortable working as a cashier at Walmart for almost 7 years. So let me go into some more detail about what Tourette syndrome is. Or about my life story, pretty much. So when I was in my teenage years, going through puberty, I had very loud hooting and shouting noises. And whenever I went out to a restaurant whenever I went out to a restaurant or a movie theater, and I had these loud hooting and shouting noises, or tics as we call them, I would go into those places and I would say, hey, and if a customer or a client or anybody said anything or made a comment or anything similar, I would learn to talk to those people and tell them that, hey, this is what I have, this is who I am, and this is what I am. So it's not to say that I'm being rude to those people, but if they were being rude to me, I would tell them, hey, I'm Adam, this is what I have, and that's it. So if you have an individual with Tourette syndrome or with autism, for example, or with another disability or ability that we call it, right, take them out in the public, get them out in the public, right? So have them go out and enjoy life. You can't keep them cooped up. So if we keep them cooped up, that's not okay with me. We have to get these people out in the life, out in the sun, outdoors in life. So when I was in woodworking class a long time ago back in high school, I was on a lot of high-dose anti-psychotic medications at the time. My hands were really, really shaking due to that. So I was like this, pretty much. I was really, really, really shaky due to those anti-psychotic medications, which are no good, just as my opinion. So my woodworking teacher said, I asked my woodworking teacher, hey, do you mind if I get on this saw that made very, very precise lines? And the saw could have cut me, right? It could have. But he said, yes, get on that saw and let's try it out. So my hands stopped shaking altogether. They stopped shaking is what they did. They stopped shaking altogether. And that is one part in my life that I will remember forever, because that teacher helped me out, and that is one thing that made me into the man I am today. So going back to Tourette syndrome, you are not alone. You are an individual with Tourette syndrome. There are support groups from the Tourette Syndrome Association of America, and similar groups that you can join. Do not feel left out. Do not allow anyone to keep you isolated. According to the CDC, tics are sudden twitches, movements, or sounds that people do repeatedly, or sounds that people do repeatedly. People have tics, cannot stop their body from having a tic. But for example, if you feel like you need to sneeze, right? That's kind of like a tic. A chew, you go sneeze. That's what I do. So a sneeze is like a tic, pretty much. Get involved with your local chapter, with the Tourette Syndrome Association of America, or any local chapter you may have. Take the Tourette Syndrome Pledge. So the Tourette Syndrome Pledge is tourettepledge.org, TOURETTE pledge.org. So the Tourette Pledge is something you can do to stop using the punchline. So stop using Tourette Syndrome as a punchline, basically. I've taken the Tourette Pledge to stop using the punchline as Tourette's. Join your local chapter, like I said. Register to become a brain bank donor. This is for individuals with specifically Tourette syndrome. And donate your brain to whenever you pass away to research for Tourette syndrome. You'll get a little card, and you can donate your brain whenever you pass away, like I said, for individuals specifically with Tourette syndrome to Tourette syndrome research. It's a really great idea for those of you who have Tourette syndrome. And lastly, a positive trait of my Tourette syndrome is it motivates me to be a role model for other people with Tourette syndrome. I am a proud member of the Tourette syndrome and tic disorder community. I love these. I love my Tourette syndrome because it makes me a warrior. Indeed, it does. A positive trait of my Tourette syndrome is it sparks my creativity, and that it does. It sparks my creativity so much. I love my Tourette syndrome because I am tic-tacular. Y'all have a great day now. Enjoy Tourette syndrome. Enjoy Tourette Syndrome Awareness Month, which runs May 15th to June 15th. Y'all have a wonderful one. I'm Adam Farris at adamfarris.net. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.